Welcome to the Theater District, the new community access channel that shines a light on the smaller theater organizations bringing big imagination to our cultural landscape. Here, we celebrate the creators, volunteers, and performers whose passion turns neighborhood stages into places of joy, connection, and pure fun. Join us as we explore the stories, artistry, and behind-the-scenes magic that make our local theater scene such a lively part of community life.
Theater Artists Olympia.
Well, I'm Michael Christopher. I'm the president of Theater Artists Olympia and one of the founding members.
And I'm Heather Christopher. I'm also one of the founding members of Theater Artists Olympia. It's also called DAO.
TAO. Because that's our initials.
But we pronounce it DAO.
So, gosh, a little bit of history of Theater Artists Olympia. We were founded, we incorporated as a nonprofit on October 14th of 2003 and had our first performance on October 31st of 2003, which was chamber music in the first of the many locations that we have performed.
Yeah, this was at the Mariah Arts Building on the west side of Olympia. And our first production was a Pay What You Will production. We passed the hat after the show, so you got to watch the show and decide what it was worth and pay afterwards.
Which I still like that.
Yeah, it was a great concept.
So that was, so originally the history of DAO, one of our intentions when we started was to be sort of a nomadic theater, right? And so we didn't ever plan on having a space.
And to do the types of shows that some of the other more established theaters in the area were not doing. We were all doing theater in the area before we met and started DAO. So Michael and I and a couple other theater couples in the area, Russ and Kim Holm and Pug and Marco Bugeaud. And who else was involved with founding DAO? Queta Cody, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was, that's, in fact, the night we actually decided to form this theater company, and this ties into our logo, because we often get asked, why is there a dragonfly as the T? It's because we were having this discussion. We came up with a name that would incorporate theater artists and generally people located in Olympia. So we came up with that name, and then we decided, we need some kind of logo. And we actually found a dragonfly that had sadly passed away. However, it was perfectly preserved, just sitting there. And when we looked at it, we saw the T, and that is where the history of the logo came from, was that one. So then after the first show there, we then moved to, we went to Centralia.
Well, yeah. So we were using other theaters in the area. We used the Evergreen Playhouse in Centralia. We did a production called Book of Days there. And then we also used the Olympia Little Theater, and we did a production where we did 2 weekends in Olympia and 2 weekends in Centralia, the Scottish play.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you can say because we're not in a theater.
I don't know. Is it safe?
It's probably fine.
Does this count?
And then also the Midnight Sun. That was the first year that we performed in the Midnight Sun, too, with Big Black Box.
Yeah, so the Midnight Sun was a performance space that was in downtown Olympia. It's been gone for a few years now. Shortly pre-pandemic, DAO moved out of the Midnight Sun. We also used the basement of the Eagles to perform, did a couple shows down there. We used the old Capitol Playhouse, which is now Olympia Family Theater. So we rented space from them for one of our shows. We used the black box at SPSCC and also the black box at the Washington Center. So we've been all around Olympia and some other places as well. We've also took a show just last year up to Lakewood Playhouse in Lakewood. So we're not totally in Olympia, but we'd like to be.
And we did also do, this show at WorldCon.
The Head That Wouldn't Die in Seattle last summer.
So that's kind of the history of Theater Artists Olympia in a nutshell, I think, about there. So that's how we got involved. Is that we wanted to do the theater
that we wanted to see.
So that's where we came from.
And we're kind of known for doing the more edgier, fringier type shows. We've done shows like Cannibal the Musical. We did a show called Vampire Lesbians of Sodom. So it's just some of the titles that you're not seeing from the other local theater companies in Olympia. We're kind of known for the sci-fi and the horror.
And blood.
Yeah,
because
we did do a show called
we did
Bucket of
Reservoir
Blood
Dogs
as well.
and we did Reservoir Dogs.
Oh
So
yeah,
there's that.
Reservoir Dogs was kind of cool because we did 2 separate productions of Reservoir Dogs at the same time, one with an all-male cast and one with an all-female cast. And as a female, getting to do those kind of roles, you do not get to have that opportunity very often. So it was a very cool experience as a female to be performing.
Oh yeah, and those shows
in that
ran
show.
back to back every night. So one night, the first show would be the all-male version, and the second show would be the all-female version. The next night, it would be the opposite. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We actually had an RV that was parked out behind the theater, and so people could come out because the theater at that time was very, very tiny. So for all of us to be in that tiny backstage space at once was a lot. So we had this RV parked in the parking lot so we could go out back, and then at the end of the evening, everybody's shirts were covered in blood. So that's where the laundry happened after the show as well.
And historically, working with other members of the theater community, we have done the Impeccable Peck of Plays, right?
Oh, Improbable
Improbable
Peck of
I
Plays.
always forget the name.
Yeah, with local
playwrights, and then kind of a festival of those. And ideally, now that we are moving into a new space and have an actual home, hopefully that's something that we can bring back because we want to. It's part of why we want to have another space was to help. Not only do our own types of shows that we want to do, but have a space that'll be hopefully affordable and to get more theater going back. Because
yeah, it's something that Olympia is really lacking is a space that you can rent to do shows of your own. And so that's what our Oli Theater space at our new building will be.
So my theater backstory. So I did not do any theater whatsoever until I was in my early 20s. I was at a community college, Wenatchee Valley Community College, as a matter of fact, and needed a humanities credit. So I was doing construction technology because I had done residential remodeling for many years, even at that point. And so I walked onto the theater program, said, hey, you guys want somebody to build some sets for you? And that's how I got involved there. Started doing lighting, but luckily I've always enjoyed Shakespeare. So I was hanging out one time, listening to them do a Shakespeare play, and I thought, I can surely stand on a stage and do that. So that's what I did. Auditioned, got cast my very first time as Sebastian in The Tempest. It's still my favorite show.
It's interesting to me that you didn't start doing theater till you were in your 20s, but like in your family, there were other people who were doing theater.
Yes.
Actually, Olympia Little Theater had some of its very first rehearsals in Michael's grandparents' basement.
Yes, they were.
So the Christopher family has been involved in theater.
For many, many years in Olympia.
But just not you.
Just not me. Nope. And then, then came back to Olympia, was in a few shows at Olympia Little Theater where we met. And then, we started Theater Artists Olympia. That's pretty much
we were
backstory.
in a show at Olympia Little Theater that was directed by Pug Bougeot. It was the first time I'd ever worked with her. You knew her before.
Yep.
And it was during 9/11.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So that's kind of where that happened. And I
Yeah.
remember we went to rehearsal and we were all talking about how shocking that whole situation was. And then shortly thereafter, we kind of got the idea to form our own theater company.
Yeah.
And how about your theater backstory?
Well, let's see. I pretty much came into the world doing theater. I don't know if it's a past life thing, something I brought with me, but when I was very small, like just barely forming sentences, I was already acting things out. I like to perform. I like to memorize things. I like to make my grandmother memorize lines and perform with me. We were always acting out stories. One of my favorites was The Wizard of Oz. Often, if we were someplace new and I met other children on the playground, I would introduce myself as Dorothy and not Heather. So I've always been playing a role. It's kind of funny. I think I almost feel more comfortable on stage as someone else than I do as myself in my daily life. I studied theater in college. I've been doing shows forever, since first grade, really. So, yeah, I did not find theater late in life. I found it very early and made my own until I actually had opportunities to participate in actual theater.
Which I think brings us up to some other members of the theater company.
Yeah. So Michael and I go way back with Theater Artists Olympia from the very inception. But over the years, we've had a lot of help from a lot of other people, too. And some of them have gone on to be very instrumental in how Theater Artists Olympia operates. And two of those people are here with us today.
I'm John Sarembi, Vice President of DAO, Theater Artists Olympia. And I've been with the group for about 10 years now. I started when I played a monster and a very lecherous doctor in The Head That Wouldn't Die, which was a novel experience. I arrived at Olympia in 2012 or so, and basically getting settled until 2014 when a friend of ours said, they're auditioning for this play downtown. You ought to do it, because she knew I was an actor. So I said, all right, I'll go down and do it. And the rest, of course, is history. Originally, I, like Heather, started very, very young. I was doing magic shows for the other kids, baking a cake in a hat and this kind of thing. But I kind of went away from that when I went to school. When I got to high school, in the junior year of high school, I desperately wanted to take pottery for some reason. I needed to take an elective. I wanted pottery. But the class was full, so I had to take drama. And, I really excelled and enjoyed that very much. So I've been doing it ever since. I did some of the LA stuff, passing out pictures and resumes. I briefly appeared, very briefly, on Cheers and an episode of Scrubs. And then business kind of went sour, and and Lynette, my wife, was working at DreamWorks. She was a feature animation person, did feature animation at DreamWorks and Warner Brothers. Well, both of us had a child, and when you're in animation, nobody really wants to hire you. And my job it was during the recession. It went away. The company got bought. So we found ourselves without any money and thought, well, where are we going to go? So we had a niece in Olympia, and they invited us to stay with them. So what the heck? We went to Olympia, and the rest, we've been here ever since.
Dang.
So that's kind of it for the backstory. How about yours?
Wild. Yeah, so my theater history is somewhat short as well. So I started acting in 2022, and I saw a audition notice on Facebook with Lakewood Playhouse. And so I was kind of interested in acting or trying it out and seeing how it would be. So I popped into that audition, and it was so much fun. I had just gotten out of doing an improv class, so I was just like clowning around and I had such a good time. So the audition was for Jacob Marley's Christmas Carol, and I ended up getting the part of the Bogle, and was floored by how many lines that character had. I was like, I've never done this before, and I have to memorize 1,000 lines. But it was so much fun. And then I found out that Dow was doing the exact same show at the exact same time. So, and Kate Ayers, who plays my mom in Anna Considers Mars, was playing the Bogle, which was the part I was playing. So it's just kind of a fun thing that now we get to be in this show together. And then after that, let's see, I did Shakespeare in the Park in Seattle with Green Stage, and that was a whole experience in itself. We were in a different park every show, so having to learn the layout was really fun and interesting and hard. And then I did a couple shows with Center Stage Theater in Federal Way, and that was awesome. I got to do Emma and a Sherlock Holmes rendition with female Sherlock Holmes and female Watson. So that was really awesome. And then I heard that Dow was looking for somebody to play the head in The Head That Wouldn't Die. And so that's how I met Pug. I went to audition for that, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I'd never heard of this story before. And I'm so glad that I got to be a part of it, because it was a wacky, fun show, probably the most fun I've had yet in a show.
Yeah, the World Con was a lot of fun.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh,
like a
World Con
rock
was
concert,
amazing.
giant projection screens and
Yeah.
big audience. It was great.
Yeah, that was wild. So yeah, and now doing Anna. So
I forgot to mention that I also work with Harlequin Theater locally downtown. The last time is Hercule Poirot in Murder on the Orient Express.
that's so fun.
So, what's next? Yes, the play we're doing now, Anna. Can you talk to us a little bit about Anna?
Yes, I can. So this show, it's again another sci-fi show. So the idea behind the story here is that we're in the future, and climate change, natural disasters, all sorts of things has really wrecked the world. And so now we're looking into going to Mars and colonizing Mars. And my character, Anna, she's really involved with trying to save the species, still trying to hang on to saving Earth. And she kind of gets the opportunity to possibly go to Mars. So we go into her relationship with her mom, relationships with various different characters. And one really cool aspect of it is we have this whole like virtual reality. So we kind of we wear these glasses and we can see the world kind of filtered. So it looks better than what it actually is. So that'll be a really fun thing. I know that you're working on some projections for
Yeah, we're doing
for
projections for it where, when she has the glasses on, you see this certain scene and it's enhanced or augmented. And when she takes the glasses off, as soon as she takes them off, the whole scene in the background changes and it'll be projected on giant screens behind.
And then there's we have Heather and Drew who are playing some of the side characters in the show, and that's going to be a real treat for the audience because they have such fun characters. I am like giggling on the inside every time they come out. So
Yeah, we should mention it's science fiction, but it's also hilarious.
Yes, it is.
It's very, very funny.
it's really funny.
The title of the show, which we should have mentioned, is Anna Considers Mars by Ruben Grijalva. Yeah, it's a great show. Come and see it. We're lucky enough to have Inspire Olympia sponsor us, which is largely responsible for our ability to find this new home and inhabit it and create a theater there. We're going to be calling the place, or they are going to be calling the place, the Jefferson Street Arts Center. And there will be a large printed script on the building itself saying that. We are going to be inside that space, but there will be other organizations that will be in there. It's an arts center, so there will be other things going on in that building. We don't inhabit the whole building. We have a prominent room in the front, which you'll see when you walk in. That little space is going to be called Oli Theater. So it's Oli Theater inside the Jefferson Street Arts Center. And Theater Artists Olympia, Dow, is the resident company of Oli Theater. It's rather complicated. Dow, inside Oli Theater, inside the Jefferson Street Arts Center.
It's like the inception of theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
The concept of Oli Theater itself, and why we didn't call it Theater Artists Olympia, is that we are the resident company of Oli Theater, but we will be booking in other acts, other theater companies, musical events, stand-up comics. There will be rehearsals going on in there. As Michael mentioned, this is going to be a affordable space, desperately needed in Olympia, for many different companies to come in and do their art. So we decided that we didn't want to call it Theater Artists Olympia because we would not be the only company operating in there. No, this is great. We never get a chance to do this. We ought to all just sit around in a circle and all tell our backstories and how.
Right. So Oli Theater, Jefferson Street Art Center. I think so. This came about because it was the space we're going to inhabit is formerly the Johansson. I'm going to say it wrong. Johansson Olympia Dance Center. And they actually also, due to the generosity of Inspire Olympia, have been able to move to a much larger space, coincidentally further out on Jefferson Street. But that's kind of exciting, right? So we got into contact with the current owners of that, and they mentioned they were moving out, and we went and took a look. And as John said, we couldn't afford the whole building, but there was definitely part of it we could. So that's where we're turning that into the theater now. So this is Prior Anna Considers Mars. That opens on April 24th. So if this airs before then, and you're at all interested, we can use help. We can use help all the time.
Yeah. Do get onto our website. There's a button you can click and tell us you'd like to volunteer for this and for other shows. Let us know if you have an area of expertise that that you'd like to explore or already know. We'd really appreciate that.
Yes. Grant writers would be great.
Grant writers.
We could always use that help, but honestly, anything. If you've never done anything or just interested in it, we'd love to have anybody come and just have this experience of seeing what it's like to put on a show.
We can use ushers even.
Yep.
You can see the show for free.
Yep, front of house, all of those things. But yeah, any type of skills or anything if you just want to, we'd love to have new people involved.
And be sure to audition for our shows. We'll be posting them on
olytheater.com.
olytheater.com. So take a look. Also on our Facebook page, Theater Artists Olympia Facebook page. And
I think we have a YouTube
Instagram,
page
I think,
too.
as well.
And we've got YouTube, but we got to really
YouTube. We're not yet TikTok people.
We're not. Yeah.
We're a little on the older side. Well,
Right,
at least I am.
That's why we need young people.
We need young people. Young, savvy people.
Young. It's not theater ever unless, you get asked for money. So I figure I should probably say something.
Look, I haven't got a hat right now, but
We are a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, so any donations are, of course, tax deductible.
yes, and very welcome. Very welcome.
But yes, please do check out the website, olytheater.com. And if you're interested or if you just want to come see a great show, Anna Considers Mars, you can get tickets there too.
Did I mention it's a hilarious show? It's very funny.
We're just so excited to move into our new theater home and to present Anna Considers Mars.
Come see us.
And if you have a show you want to do, let us know.
What's the mystery, Bill? What's it all about?
We'll kill you to wait.
And believe you me, from here on in, the music will get more strange and profane.
Wait, could be in your company.
Oh, we know Big Brother could be dropping bombs on us. Oh, and the invincible Goldstein. Always about to be caught, always about to be crushed, but never quite overcome.
You're wrong.
When we say it's a I'm so good. I'm amazing. I know.
Paradox, an oxymoron, a contradiction in terms.
And Scott Fitzgerald, Stanley and Livingston.
I don't want you to make any more statues, Walter! Do you understand? No more statues!
In peace and honor, best to hear myself.
This is indeed life itself!
Darkness, we welcome.
Kiss them.
Puppet is watching.
The twin suns sink behind the lake.
I am on the verge.
Theater Artists Olympia.
We should say Theater Artists Olympia. Dow.
Towel.
It is confusing.
It's so confusing.
This is my B-roll.